Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel. This is a first of a series that I'm doing on videos for expected moms to be. It's really intended for the first time mom, but the repeat moms could probably use a refresher, especially if your babies are spread out. Me personally, I have a 14-year-old, a 20-month-old, and I am today 35 weeks pregnant with my third boy. So today's video is going to be on packing for your hospital today. Let's see, I'm sorry, I'm filming by myself today. I wish my teenager was here to help film, but he's not, so let's just try to make best as we can. So, as I attempt to turn the camera around, if you could just please bear with me for a moment. It's not working. Anyway, what I'm attempting to do is to show you all the items that I have to get ready for my hospital stay. Now, the last time I gave birth in Yokosuka, Japan, on a military base. I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, my last stay, my children have a huge gap. So I was unprepared. I felt like I was starting over, and that's why I say, hey, if this is your first baby, hey, good for you. You have a resource. This is the only video you would probably need. But if your children are spaced out like mine, or even if there's a 5 or 6 year difference, you might need a refresher. You probably can't remember everything that you needed to get yourself ready for the hospital stay. I overpacked. I packed nonsense that I didn't need, things that stayed in my bag way after the baby was born. It was just chaos and confusion. Just too much crap going on. Things I didn't even need. First of all, I bought these pajamas because I was like, oh, people are going to be visiting me in the hospital. I need to look somewhat decent. So I bought pajama bottoms and, nice tops. But the only problem is you're not going to be able to wear pajama bottoms when you're in the hospital. There's just no way around it. I don't care if you're having a C-section or if you're having a vaginal birth. Now, my births, both of them were vaginal. I did have a catheter, which makes the pants, you can't go to the bathroom easily. I'm sorry, not go to the bathroom, but you can't have a catheter and then have pants, because it's going to have to get changed out. So, let's first talk about what to expect when you're in labor. When you're in labor, I'm sure a lot of you girls are very annoyed because you are having Braxton Hicks contractions. And let's just be real, ladies, a lot of you all have gone to the hospital and have been turned away. It happens. It happens. With my first baby boy, well, my teenager, I think I went to the hospital 3 or 4 times with Braxton Hicks. But how would you know? You don't know. Even by the second baby, we went, I think, twice, and then I had a bleeding scare. The bleeding scare wasn't really much. It's scary for me or any pregnant mama to be bleeding while you're pregnant. Who wants to see that? And what was worse is it was at a Navy hospital, and I had these young corpsmen and this butthole chief that was like, oh, so you're just here for some blood? And I was just like, you know what? You guys are a bunch of idiots. I don't care if it's one spot of blood. I'm coming to get checked. Which they did tell me, the typical rule is 4 maxi pads in a 4-hour period, you should be concerned. But you know what? If you're bleeding, go to the hospital. I don't care if you're inconveniencing them. Now, let's talk contractions. Braxton Hicks, especially if you have not had a baby within 2 years, you're gonna forget what the real thing looks like. Braxton Hicks are gonna be felt on the outside of your stomach. Not only that, yeah, your stomach does get rock hard for any type of contraction, but Braxton Hicks, they do tighten up immediately. Now the thing is, with my last baby, my 20-month-old, we were timing them, and they seemed so consistent. So my husband and I, we were laying on the couch. I remember it was a Saturday night. We were watching Spartacus, and I was like, babe, this is not normal. And he said, do you want to start going to the hospital now? Now, at this point, I think I was about where I'm at now, 34 to 36 weeks, something like that. I already had my bags packed. I had the baby's bag, my bag, everything, in the foyer of my house so that we could just get up and go. Well, I did time them, which was the smartest thing I could have ever done. But the problem is, as soon as I was like, babe, let's go, I went to the bathroom one last time, and as soon as I was done, they just stopped. So there was a very good chance that we could have gone to the hospital, which was like 3 to 5 minutes away. Oh, see, I'm having Braxton Hicks right now. I'm feeling it on the surface of my tummy. That's not real contractions, y'all. So anyway, the Braxton Hicks, they will stop at any time. One for sure way you know that you are having real life contractions is if they are consistent. Now, we just went on we're in San Diego now, so I did go on a hospital tour, which you ladies definitely need to do that, because all of the ideal times to go on a hospital tour, they were booked up. Luckily for us, I booked mine like about a month in advance. And the only reason why I booked so early is because my husband is on a ship, and their ship is constantly in and out, so I had to schedule it at a time where he could be there with me. I didn't want to do it by myself. Who wants to do that? So when we went on a hospital tour, what the girl that gave the tour, she said something that was a little different from what my OB told me. Of course, the OB, if you sneeze too loud, they want you to go to triage and labor and delivery. You don't have to do that. Girls, y'all are already very uncomfortable as it is. There is no way, especially if you're in your second or third trimester, you're not sleeping well at all. I've done it all. I've got new sheets for my bed. I've got new pillows. I keep my aromatherapy stocked up to spray on my bed and to take a shower with, anything to relax me at all times. But you're not going to be comfortable. I will let you know this right now. I know this is your first baby and you're wanting to know, are these real contractions? Are these not real contractions? I need to go check. You're excited. You're hoping that they're real, especially as bad as they're hurting. Who wouldn't want to make some kind of progress with their body while they're having these real bad contractions? Well, here's the thing. The girl in the hospital tour told us to follow the 5-1-1 rule. The 5-1-1 rule is you have contractions that are exactly 5 minutes apart, lasting 1 minute, and this has been going on for 1 hour. I will tell you from experience firsthand, anything that deviates from that 5-1-1 is false labor. You go on your iTunes and you get a contraction app. If you don't have a smartphone, then you can go on thebump.com. The website is free and they have free contraction timers as well. Braxton Hicks will mislead you and deceive you. They will be 5 minutes long for 20 minutes. And then out of the blue, they're going to be 6 minutes. And then they're going to be 3 minutes apart. And then they're going to be back to 8 minutes apart. And then they're going to be 45 seconds. And then they're going to be 13 seconds. And then they're going to be 2 minutes long. Braxton Hicks are long in length. Real contractions for 1 hour straight, not 45 minutes, not 30 minutes, but 1 hour straight, they will last 1 minute long and they are exactly 5 minutes apart. Not 5:30, not 6:05, not 4:10. 5 minutes apart, ladies. And the only reason why I'm telling you this is because you're going to save yourself a lot of heartache, disappointment, and labor and delivery. Could just be me and the pregnancy hormones, but it almost seems like they're like punishing you for having a false alarm. They'll force you to stay for 2 and 3 hours to monitor you, and because they don't keep checking your cervix, they don't keep checking you to see if you've made any progress, to see if you've dilated. They don't do that. So if I were you, even with this baby now, I'm staying home as long as I possibly can, where I can be as comfortable as possible. Because when the real thing happens, now the real thing, I've heard of girls having back labor. I've never experienced that. So I can't speak on that, but I can speak on real labor. Your tummy pain is not the surface that gets you all rock hard like these Braxton Hicks. It feels like menstrual cramps. Now, if I can just share my birth story of my last baby boy, because that's the one I remember the most. I remember I was 39 weeks, 4 days, 39 weeks and 4 days. And my mom, she had come with me because she had come to Japan just to help out with the baby. Excuse me, but I have to drink, we have to keep this water and keep ourselves hydrated. That makes those Braxton Hicks go away too. So we go to my doctor's appointment. My OB, she strips my membrane, which basically she just takes her fingers and just swipes the area between your cervix and the bag where your baby's at. After she did that, my appointment was around 9. We met my husband for lunch at around 10 at the food court. And I started feeling menstrual cramps. I do remember feeling menstrual cramps with my oldest son as well, but I just specifically remember this story a lot better. So that was around 10. Around noon, I started feeling awful. My mom noticed that I wasn't feeling too well, and so I was trying to take my mind off of the pain because, mind you, we had already been to the doctor for false alarms, and I wanted to just make 100% sure this was real labor before I went to the doctor anymore. So I went to the exchange to see if me and my mom could get pedicures. Well, they said that they only had one cancellation, one spot open. My mom insisted that I get the pedicure because she was still trying to catch up on her sleep schedule from the States, coming from the States to Japan. She was really tired. Actually, during lunch, she was almost wanting to doze off. So I was like, okay, that works out perfectly, Mom. So I just dropped her off at home, which, I lived on the base. The base is like 5 minutes. So I dropped her off at home, made sure she was okay and settled, and then I went back out to the salon to get my feet done. By this point, I think at around 2, because they also asked, did you want to get your nails done? And I got some nice gel shellac. I was looking really pretty. But during my pedicure, I just noticed, I started feeling just, I don't know, it's an indescribable feeling. I was extremely comfortable, but extremely in a lot of pain. So I go back to my house, and my mom is still asleep, so I didn't really bother her too much. So I just laid on the couch, and by this point, I'm having some serious contraction. Now it's registering me. These are contractions. This was one of the days my husband got off early. He got off like at around 4. My son came home like at 3, but I think he went off to karate or something. So I went and drove and picked up my husband. By this point, I'm wanting to cry between contractions. I'm still not timing them yet because I'm like, this might not be it. So I pick up my husband, and now it's starting to get dark because we're on the other side of the world, and it gets dark like around 4.